Hello and welcome to a quick video for hybrid mix techniques in which I demonstrate Pro Tools send automation, how to create it and how to edit it with automation lanes. So I've got a rather complex, fully finished mix in front of me, and there's this moment in the song where exiting the chorus, the vocalist holds out a long note and it's very dramatic, and I want it to fade into reverb. Here, check it out. This is without editing. You can hear the reverbs there, but we want it more dramatic. We want to turn up the send to the reverb. So before we do that, I need to, I'm going to automate the send, obviously. I need to make sure send automation is on. If I go up to Window and I open up automation, looks like it's Command 4 is the macro, and it opens up this little automation window here. And I never mess with this thing. You can if you need to, but as long as things are red that you want red, for example, if you don't want mute automation, you can turn it off, or in this case, we want send volume to make sure it's red, okay? Just make sure that thing is on. And so I'm going to automate the send. Let's go to the mix window. Let's pull up this send. I've got this send here called lead vocal to verb, and I'm going to bring that up. And here's the send, and I'm going to adjust this and automate it. And to automate it, of course, I need to record the automation. You can use whatever automation mode you prefer. Touch is the easiest. I'll just put it into touch, and whenever I touch the fader, it will automatically write it. So let's press play. And I wrote a swell. I'll let go there. And let's play it back, and let's make sure, I'm not going to touch the fader this time. Let's make sure it's actually written. And it moved, but I didn't move it fast enough. It just wasn't dramatic enough. So I want to edit that automation. So you can see already this track has a ton of vocal volume automation already. We want to see the send automation instead. You can click the volume tab here, and it will show a list of different parameters that you can automate, volume, pan, all this. And anything that's in kind of orangish yellow here is already automated, including the lead vocal to verb, which is the fader I just moved, the aux send. So I click, and there is my automation. And I can now grab and adjust this as I wanted. Maybe I want to expand the track a little bit. I could have written it originally without touching the fader. Perhaps I would go to the pencil tool and write some automation like that. Or in this case, I just want to trim the automation. In fact, I wanted my swell to be a little earlier in time. So I could hit the select tool here, grab this whole thing, and turn it up if I wanted to with the trim tool like this, whoop, or down, whoop. Or if I want to be really precise, I can hold Command down on the Macintosh and move this whole thing by tenths of a dB. I often move automation down by a dB or two really quickly like this. In this case, I actually wanted it earlier in time. So I'm just going to cut it, move back a little bit in time, and paste it. So now it's going to swell over that whole note. Let's check and see if that sounds better. That's a lot better. Now, I want to add that I would have probably edited this slightly differently. I would have left the track in volume mode here, and I would have instead used automation lanes so I could continue to see my automation here. If you bottom left here, if you open up automation lanes, and you can pick whatever you want down here, and we want to pick the aux send I just did. There it is. You can still see the vocals automation, the vocals volume automation, as well as the vocals send automation. In fact, you can see multiple automations at once if you wanted. Perhaps if you had pan automation, or this track already has some automation on another aux send in the same spot. Now you can see the volume automation, the send automation that I just made, and some earlier send automation that's going off to an Echo Boy Jr. It's actually fading out into the delay at that same spot. So that's kind of cool. All right, I hope this demonstrates what you need. One side note, I did make another video if you're in class, if you're in the Control-C and you're sitting in front of the S6, there's a really easy way on the S6 control surface to turn the fader into a send automator using the flip button. And you can now do the move I just made. Instead of having to grab the send on the screen, you can grab it with the fader in the S6. So definitely check that out if you're working on this in the lab. All right, cool. Have a great day. Bye-bye.